Now listen to this, Rich.
Site newsbud.com, which as of the time I'm writing this is currently inactive. $2.3 trillion. The day before September 11th, 2001, then Secretary of Defense Donald Rumsfeld appeared before an audience and revealed that the Pentagon could not account for 25% of their own spending, adding up to $2.3 trillion unaccounted for, with a T. This was expressed as a serious threat by Rumsfeld, who pointed at outdated accounting systems as the root of the problem. In fact, it could be said that it's a matter of life and death. But by the next day, the Pentagon bureaucracy had much more pressing matters to deal with. In the rush to finance the war on terror, more money was thrown at the Pentagon for defense spending, and their previous money woes were seemingly forgotten about. By the first anniversary of the attacks, the shell-shocked and bloodthirsty haze had begun to fade from the public's perception of the war effort, and more news agencies picked up the $2.3 trillion story to criticize heightened defense spending. And yet still to this day, we don't know what that money was spent on. And for an agency as powerful and as vast as the Pentagon, that usually isn't very good. People were understandably upset by this, and unfortunately, it's a bit of information that's been buried underneath the infamy of the 9/11 truth crowd. I'm not trying to blame anybody, but there are actual articles nowadays that label this fact as a conspiracy theory and try to play apologist for the Pentagon suddenly being unable to explain where $8,000 for every person and child in America went. This is American taxpayer money. The Pentagon doesn't need to be defended on this. It's doing a good job of that on its own, because government transparency is important if you don't want this shit to keep happening. If an agency is going to ask for your tax dollars, you better make sure you know where it's actually going to. Ahmad Shah